Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving you my Cancer January 2019 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as January goes, the Sun will be in Capricorn from the 1st until the 21st. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on relationships, open adversaries, a grandmother even, others in general, partnerships, collaborating with others on things, negotiation, compromise, and even legal issues perhaps. Now, given that this is with Capricorn energy, this may be done with a lot of Capricorn consistency, responsibility, very orthodox, conventional manner, but yet with a lot of intransigence, perhaps, and single-mindedness. Also, with a lot of serious energy as well. A lot of prudence and caution, with a lot of premeditation and planning. And Capricorn energy could be very disciplined, so if there's any legal issues going on, or there's situations with open adversaries, you like to be more disciplined than usual regarding that. And also, this in some cases, this could shine the light, so to speak, on a Capricorn open adversary. This could be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. But also, too, that this is Capricorn energy. This might be a lot of negativity and pessimistic energy as well, and maybe even a sense of melancholy and despondency in these matters as well. So anyway, next thing up, as far as January goes, the Sun will be in Aquarius from the 21st until the 31st, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on sexual matters, the sexual partner, intimate relationships, death even, insurance, taxes and inheritance perhaps, shared resources, moral, emotional, even monetary support perhaps, transformation, dealing with a crisis in some instances, regeneration and rebirth. Given that this is Aquarius energy, this may be done in a very unorthodox manner, a lot of unorthodox energy, unconventional, but yet unpredictable perhaps as well. A lot of selflessness. So if you're the one on where you're giving monetary, moral, and emotional support, this could be done with a lot of selfless energy perhaps, and not necessarily have any anticipation of anything back in return. Also could be done with a lot of humanitarianism, consideration, but yet the energy may be erratic and sporadic perhaps, but it can be done perhaps with a lot of, there might be some ingenuity in some of these matters as well, if there's something you might be involved with in a business connection or shared resources situation, maybe with somebody or a sexual partner. You might be exploring some things that are ingenious and innovative at this time, and there might be a strong focus on this. Now, also, a lot of this energy may be done in a very future-oriented manner, and with a lot of amicable and very Aquarius-like friendly energy. So anyway, now the next thing up, there will be a new moon, solar eclipse in Capricorn on January 5th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, first thing I want to get at is that a new moon, a solar eclipse in astrology is like a new moon, but it's more amplified and inflated. It could be more monumental in its impact. It's more prodigious energy. The energy is really can be very prodigious, and it's more, as I stated, more amplified, more intensified, as opposed to a regular new moon. It could be about new beginnings, but they might be more sustained and sometimes life altering. Now, well, one way this may manifest at this time for Cancer, this could be a new a business partnership, or doing something where you collaborate on someone with something Capricorn like, such as dentistry, or anything that could be Capricorn related, something with business, or it could be something with politics perhaps, and it could be something where this could be a very sustained connection perhaps, and it could be life altering. Now, another thing is about, it could be a new period where you might have be the start of some new responsibilities, perhaps to others in general. This could also be, in some cases, this may manifest in a career, beginning of a career that might be seventh house related. It could be something connected with the law, such as working as an attorney or paralegal or bailiff or judge, or something with arbitration or negotiation. Perhaps something, it could be something seventh house related. Now, the thing about eclipses too, sometimes this could represent departures, and people, could be someone that was played a dominant role in your life, someone of significance may actually leave. I mean, given that this is going to be in Capricorn, the seventh house, this could be, in some cases, this could be, a lot of times it could be a dominant male person that may be leaving. In some cases, it could be somebody that on a positive end, this might have been an open adversary that might be leaving. It could, in some cases, it could be a significant other. That might be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant, or one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. Some might have been somebody. In some cases, this could be a grandmother, as the seventh house could represent. That doesn't, it's not, I mean, even though it's the sun, it doesn't always have to be, I mean, even though it's a solar eclipse, it doesn't always have to be a male. Sometimes it may be female, but it could be somebody that played a dominant role in your life scheme, one way or another. Someone you might have had a close partnership with, or strong relationship with, may be departing. So anyway, next thing up, there will be a full moon lunar eclipse in Leo on January 21st. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So when you're talking about a full moon, so when you're talking about a lunar eclipse in astrology, it's like a full moon, but it's only could be more amplified and intensified in its impact, and more sustained, and perhaps even life-altering. Now, in some cases, this may manifest for Cancer. This could be the completion or a culmination of a Leo-like money-making endeavor. It could be doing something that might have been connected with cardiology, creativity, entertainment, children, or sports even. And also, too, you might find yourself maybe you become tired, exasperated, full, so to speak, at somebody that might have been very overbearing, egotistical, arrogant, domineering, even bombastic. It might have had somebody for a prolonged period of time that might have had an adverse effect on your self-esteem and self-worth. And after putting up with this for so long, maybe this is a time where you're saying goodbye to this person. Now, another thing too, a way this may manifest for Cancer, is that this could be, in some cases, I mean, this, as I've talked about with the solar eclipse, lunar eclipses can be departures as well. This could be a time where perhaps an extravagant, maybe somebody that had a very maybe a negative impact on your monetary situation, overly extravagant person, being this is Leo, and might leave your life at this point, which might be actually something auspicious, and could be represent something new. And also, when you're talking about eclipses in astrology, this could be about becoming cognizant of things, and and really about revelation. This could be something where you may, in this case, you may begin to value maybe more extroversion and gregariousness and showing generosity, which could be, again, something you may value and may lead to life-altering things, since this is a full moon lunar eclipse. And it could be about the revelation or unveiling of a Leo ability that may help you generate income. It could be something about working with children, or doing something of creative nature, something sports related. perhaps something where you can maybe entertain somebody and doing something like with the circus, perhaps as an example, something that could be or cardiology, something that could be Leo related. So anyway, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, next thing up. Mercury will be in Sagittarius as far as January goes, from the 1st until the 5th. So at this time, the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Cancer, well, this may manifest perhaps in rather philosophical, blunt, very veritable, truthful discussions, perhaps with an aunt, an uncle, and a fellow employee, maybe somebody that's prominent in your daily routine, even a doctor or physician. Could be over health-related matters. This could also be at a time where you may incorporate perhaps sports, religious, philosophical conversations into your daily routine. And as I've talked about previously, Mercury can be more than just about communication and thinking. It could be about siblings. This could be perhaps or Sagittarius siblings. They could be Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Sagittarius-like characteristics that might figure prominently in your daily routine, more in your health, your work life. You may be contemplating perhaps doing maybe service, some kind of service to others with a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm at this time. And this could also be, given this is Mercury, you're talking about the 6th house. In some cases, this could manifest in some breathing issues. It could be very heavy ones because this is Sagittarius. They could be big ones because Sagittarius, generally, energy doesn't do things in small doses. This could be especially true if this is making an inconjunct to your actual ascendant in your natal chart. And it could even be, Mercury is also the hand, so in Sagittarius is sports, so you could do the math. In some cases, if you're involved in sports, you're athletic, be extra careful and prudent this time, because this could be a little greater propensity, perhaps to getting some injury, sports related, that is connected with the hands, and especially, again, if this makes an actual inconjunct to your ascendant in your natal chart. Anyway, next thing up. Mercury will be in Capricorn as far as January goes, from the 5th until the 24th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this may manifest in a lot of planned, premeditative thinking regarding legal matters, open adversaries, even matters connected with your relationships. And also, the thinking may be very disciplined regarding negotiations, legal matters, and open enemies. At this time, you probably will not do a whole lot of acting unless you're doing a lot of premeditative thinking prior to actually taking action in these matters, a lot of forethought. Now, as I've stated before, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Capricorn siblings. It could be Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Capricorn-like characteristics. That may figure prominently in your partnerships, relationships, issues, even matters with compromise and negotiation, perhaps. And you might find yourself talking about Capricorn related things with others in general. It could be with the grandmother, it could be about business, politics, the government, perhaps, and anything, dentistry, anything that could be Capricorn related. And it could be also those conversations with a marriage partner, perhaps, and the discussions may be very serious as well with 7th house people at this time. So anyway, next thing up. As far as January goes, Mercury will be in Aquarius from the 24th until the 31st. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might be doing a lot of thinking and communicating regarding really maybe making some kind of future transformation, and also thinking outside the box, perhaps, in dealing with crisis situation. Also, this may manifest perhaps in a lot of unique thoughts regarding 8th house matters, regarding astrology, occult, supernatural matters, even death in some cases. Now, and as I've stated before, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could manifest perhaps in Aquarius siblings. They could be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Aquarius-like characteristics that might figure prominently in shared resources, moral support, emotional support, and also even dealing with a crisis perhaps in some cases. Now, also about being very considerate in your communications with a sexual partner or someone you're in an intimate relationship with as well. And you might also have some unusual, unorthodox ideas regarding sex at this time as well. So anyway, next thing up, Venus will be in Scorpio at this time for part of this month, and during the time Venus will be in Scorpio, you're looking at the 5th house being emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, it's going the one way this may manifest is perhaps enjoyment of Scorpio-like things with children and lovers. It could be something like a Ouija board or playing some kind of mystery or horror games. It could be like Sherlock Holmes game or anything that could be Scorpio related. It could even be learning locksmithing. Also too, you might find yourself valuing being secretive really in matters connected with investments or something of a speculative nature. Now, Scorpio relationships, they could be Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Scorpio-like characteristics, may figure prominently in your fun, amusement, your enjoyment, and maybe even your personal popularity at this time as well. Now, you might find yourself spending money perhaps to transform lives of perhaps your children, lovers in some cases, and also valuing perhaps a deep, very non-superficial relationship with a lover and going beyond subterfuge and superficiality with children, with lovers, perhaps with somebody you might share some creative endeavor with, or you're involved in some hobby, some kind of hobby with or thing of fun, amusement, or enjoyment, perhaps. So anyway. Well, next thing up is far as December goes, Venus will be in Sagittarius from the 7th until the 31st. So at this time, the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be, in some cases, this may manifest perhaps in money being spent on a Sagittarius health-related matter. It could be something with the sciatic nerve or thigh, perhaps in some cases. This could also be perhaps Sagittarius. I mean, this could also be Sagittarius relationships. They could be Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Sagittarius-like characteristics may figure more prominently in your daily routine, in your health life, your work life, your employment perhaps, maybe in matters with your pets. They might be, trying to help you out with them in some cases. Also too, and maybe even in matters with rendering service to others. Now, another thing too that this could be, because of course, Venus could be connected with the throat and the neck, so this could manifest in some cases as having maybe some strong issues, maybe with the throat or the neck. And given Sagittarius energy, Sagittarius of course doesn't do things generally, and in small doses. So just especially if this is making an inconjunct to your actual ascendant in your natal chart. So just be careful at this particular time. Now, another thing too is that another way this could manifest is that maybe you got to guard against perhaps reckless spending, perhaps in your daily routine as well at this time, but at the same time you might find yourself enjoying something Sagittarius related with the 6th house person. It could be something like with sports, religion, philosophy, anything that could be Sagittarius related, advertising, doing publishing, and it could be with somebody that might be prominent in your daily routine. It could be an aunt or an uncle or somebody that you're close with at your place of employment. Anyway, next thing up, Mars will be in Aries, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Hold on again, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, well, this may manifest perhaps in putting a lot of aggressive and assertive energy perhaps into matters with your career, attaining success, notoriety, recognition, the situation perhaps with a dominant parent, authority figures, could be a boss or supervisor. Someone prominent in your career might be more acrimonious and contentious than usual. There might be very easy provocation in 10th house matters at this time as well, but anger that's not sustained. And another thing is that another way this may work out is that, again, you're putting a lot of this aggressive and assertive energy into 10th house matters, such as improving your stature in life. You might find yourself in a sexual liaison with an Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant supervisor or authority figure, someone prominent in your career, but it could also be someone that just simply embodies Aries-like characteristics, and might find yourself really putting a lot of courageous and energy into 10th house matters. It could even be standing up for a 10th house person, such as the dominant parent, which is often the father. Sorry, people, someone prominent in your career. It could be also could be gaining more of a reputation as a fighter in some cases. So anyway, next thing up. Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, as I've talked about previously, is that Jupiter, of course, could be very paradoxical, could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. In some cases, this could expand Sagittarius health-related issues. I mean, it could be something with the thighs or the sciatic nerve, and I believe the liver as well is connected with Sagittarius. They might want to check on that. But the thing about it is, it also can it'd be very fortuitous, perhaps for something Sagittarius related that could be connected with your work or employment. It could be something with sports, publishing, advertising, translation, interpretation, doing some kind of work with foreigners, or maybe even traveling abroad in some cases, doing some kind of work connected with traveling. It could be work as a pilot or a cruise director, or even working as a travel agent, and also putting a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm into your work at this time. And it could just be very lucky and fortuitous for work-related matters and health-related matters in general at this time. And being in its dignity in Sagittarius, it could be very strong, perhaps luck and fortune and perhaps benefits through your employment at this time as well. And also about expanding perhaps a lot of jocularity and joviality in your daily routine, and expanding a lot of really exuberant, enthusiastic energy, perhaps connected with your dealings with an aunt or an uncle, perhaps. So anyway, next thing up. Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, you might find yourself dealing with some restrictions and limitations in matters with your relationships, your partnership situation. You might also find yourself, in some cases, taking care of a sickly or debilitated, could be a grandmother, it could be someone you're in, could be a significant other, a marriage partner, somebody. It could be someone you're in a business partnership with if you're close with that person. It could be something connected with the knees, the bones, and the joints, and might be making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. But also it could manifest perhaps in gaining structure and discipline in your relationships at this time. And if you're unattached, Cancer, you might connect with an older person or someone that's very mature and responsible. And also that older people might be open adversaries at this time. So those are some things to look at as far as this goes. And it might be also about dealing with responsibilities to legal matters and dealing with open adversaries at this time, and working laboriously with a lot of consistent regimented Capricorn energy on partnerships and relationship situations at this time, and also perhaps matters with negotiations. So anyway, next thing up, Uranus will still be in Aries, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest perhaps is that you might find a dominant parent, someone prominent in your career. It could be an authority figure. Might be acting somewhat unusual or maybe bizarre at this time. You might come up with a lot of innovative or originality. Perhaps in matters with your career, you might be doing something at this time as far as your career goes. It might be connected with innovation, computers, electronics, aerospace, astronomy, and also too, this might be about dealing with rather unpredictable, acrimonious behavior, perhaps from a dominant parent, which is often the father, someone prominent in your career. It might be an authority figure. This could also maybe be something where another way this may manifest is that perhaps Aries friendships, they could be Aries Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Aries-like characteristics, might figure prominently in your public image, your reputation, perhaps doing things maybe to help you in terms of your stature in life at this time, and gaining success or even a position of authority. So anyway, next thing up, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases this could be sadly the dissipation or dissolving of a connection with an in-law. It could be a grandchild perhaps, but also where you might, on a positive note, this could be about taking a Neptune-like course at a college or university. It could be doing something with chemistry, the metaphysical, which can include astrology, pharmaceutical studying, maybe dancing, poetry, photography, anything that might be Neptune-related chemistry. This time you might be fantasizing more about 9th house matters and actually doing anything with them. You might be fantasizing about taking a long distance journey to another country or higher education or publishing something. But at the same time, you might find yourself actually maybe publishing something that could be Neptune related. Again, something connected with poetry or dancing, something with chemistry. It could be something with the metaphysical, which could include astrology, something associated with photography, perhaps in any way. And also too, you might have to be careful this time about maybe false prophets, maybe trying to indoctrinate you at this time, or just dealing with some kind of fallacious indoctrination in general at this time, since Neptune can be about illusion and deception, and the 9th house is connected with religion. So anyway, last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you might be dealing in some cases with I mean, sadly, a lot of you don't want me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, the dreaded D word, that this may manifest in an actual literal death of a grandmother. It could be someone that you're in a significant other situation with, a marriage partner, Also, too, you might at this time be trying to gain power, perhaps over open adversaries, legal opponents at this time. You might find at this time as well that you might be dealing with power struggles with a significant other. On a positive note, this could be also about maybe the obliteration or end of a legal issue, or maybe a situation with an open enemy at this time. Being facetious on this one, maybe this is about getting a power of attorney, but I'm only joking, of course, and being facetious. So anyway, maybe you might be gaining in your mind maybe some power connected with negotiation, perhaps. Maybe this might give power in that, and having that ability to negotiate a little bit better than usual. So anyway, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Cancer January 2019 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Leo January 2019 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.